Guys, how are we doing? Technical issues at the start there. So today we're going to learn about how to take a punch. We're going to learn how to take a punch. Welcome to the Rise to Thrive show. I am your host, James Boardman. And if you are coming through, then please do let me know. Leave a love heart. Literally do leave one, because it's Friday and we want to feel the love. Please do comment and let me know if you've ever been punched in the face. Let me know if you've ever been punched in the face. Let me know where you're from. Let me know how you're feeling on Friday. And let me know what you're up to. And then obviously please do share. Jesse, here. Please do share this with someone that needs to hear it right now. Oh, so if I may, just for a quick 20 seconds, I'm just going to let you know that today is the last day to get yourself on the priority list, okay, for our brand new 90-day elite movement, which is a brand new process, taking guys through 2 phases of training, foundation and embedding through our Brotherhood mastermind. You're going to come into our mastermind with our body of men, our family, and come and join us for 90 days. And if you get in on the priority list, and you get one of the places, you'll be given a free invite to come and work with me for a day on March the 19th in Birmingham. Right, so the link's on the post. Go and check it out, or on my Instagram post, or in the descriptions, whatever you're watching from, and make sure you're on the priority list for over the weekend. That's it. That's what we're going to do on that. So listen, have you ever taken a punch in the face? Now, straight away, for a lot of you, you'll straight away think, literally fist to face, punch in the face. But I'm talking about emotionally being punched in the face. All right, I'm talking about mentally being punched in the face, not being in a scrap. I just wanted to see if it was classic male ego being like, I've been punched, been scrapping. I've been punched in the face loads this month. And I shared this with my mastermind yesterday. I reckon I've slipped into the victim mentality maybe 3, maybe 4 times. I reckon I've been triggered maybe 5 or 6 times. I reckon I've lost my temper about 3. Because we're human beings, right? And one of the things that I'm not teaching people to do, because it's nearly impossible, is actually not get triggered, or not become angry, or not be impulsive or emotional, because that is always going to happen. Like, if you look at the world and the chaos and the way it runs, there is always things that are going to get through. They're always going to break through in our mind, right? And what we are doing, or what we are trying to do, is condition ourselves to be able to manage and flip that. Now, if you think about a boxer or an MMA fighter or UFC fighter, they condition themselves very, very hard for a period of 12 weeks to be able to take punches to the face, to the body. And through their fighting period of time that they're in the ring for, or in the cage for, they can absorb a certain amount of punches and still be able to perform. Punch, bang, be able to defend, move, fight back. And those trainers work very hard in building that conditioning up. Now, what my job role is to condition the guys that come into my world, into the mastermind, into the Brotherhood, onto the 28-day program. And it's not to teach them how to not feel those emotions anymore, because that won't happen. But what I do and am here is to lead those guys to be able to come back from it, to be able to react quicker, to be able to process better, so that actually when they take those emotional strikes to the face, or the gut punches, or the angry burst, or the emotional impulse, and something happens, they are able to process it and deal with it and come back from it a lot quicker. Now, I was talking to a couple of guys who were in the very early days of their training, and because they're in the early days of that training, some of the things are still getting to them. It lingers, it prolongs in their mind, it stagnates. And when that trigger happens, or something happens and it becomes the victim, it manifests in our brain, right, like a whirlwind, and it stays there. Jesse, come here, please. Whereas the more we get into our journey, and where I see some of our guys doing really well, is being able to process it better, process it quicker, flip it around, understand it better. And we do that's what we do by working on ourselves. Morning routine, reflection, planning, reviews, building up control, building up certainty and clarity, and following a process that we follow in the Brotherhood, right? That allows us to be in prime condition, prime life fighting condition, to be able to absorb those punches, right? And we're able to flip it, we're able to turn it around, okay? So that we can witness and view and observe those emotions, but then we can turn around and go, I don't need those emotions, let's get rid of them. Now, at the start of the year, I watched this video that has been a game changer, and I've been testing it out in January, and I shared it with my Brotherhood mastermind group yesterday, and it's called the 5-minute turnaround. Okay, so the 5-minute turnaround. When you experience anger, when you start feeling sorry for yourself and you're in your pity party, when something else happens and we experience the emotions that we don't want to feel, right? What I do is then observe it and then stick 5 minutes on my clock. Now, I started off at 10 minutes and I've managed to get it down to 5. So for 10 minutes or 5 minutes or however long you do it, you will manifest in those emotions. Like if you're angry, you're like, just allow yourself to be angry. Like swear, like get angry, like just like acknowledge it, appreciate it, like be like, oh my God, like, and then when the alarm goes, you just stop and then let it go. Because I find one of the things that I always found was like I was fighting against it. Like I was trying to ignore it. I was trying to pretend it wasn't happening. I was trying to pretend I wasn't in a victim mode, you know, because I'm a elite operator and like I'm a coach and I really shouldn't be experiencing them. When actually, yes, I should, because I'm a human being and it's chemistry in the brain. So it's going to happen. So all the time I would be burying it and trying to like not really dealing with it. And for that 10 to 5 minutes, man, I explore it. I square right up to it, look it right in the eye, deal with it, absorb it. And actually, when I come out of it and that alarm starts going, I end up thinking, that's fine. I've like dealt with it head on. Now I can let all of that go, and I can crack on with the mission, with my life and what I'm trying to achieve. So I often think that when we do experience it, we then have we tend to feel like, oh, I shouldn't be feeling like this, or I'm a failure because I am feeling like this. Wrong. Absolutely wrong. You will feel like victim mentality. You will feel sorry for yourself. You will feel angry, because that's who we are as human beings, right? That's how our brain works. However, we don't accept it and we don't stay in it and we turn it around. So don't beat yourself up about it. Just think at how good your recovery time is, okay? And work on that mental conditioning. You know, at the very start, it might be difficult. 5 minutes might not be enough time for you. So maybe start at 10 minutes and then reduce it down. It's like, you know, lads that have been in my mastermind a long time, they can turn it around a lot quicker. They can absorb heavier punches. They can deal with things maybe a little quicker than someone who's just started on my 28 day. And the guys on my 28 day, they're learning, they're gaining, they're growing conditioning. Does that make sense? And that's what working on yourself is about. That's what doing all of the morning accountability in my groups is all about. That's what the planning is all about. That's what our seminars are all about. That's what our Bexel bashing and boot camps are about. Consistently keeping yourself at the forefront of your mind in terms of your conditioning, because if you don't show up and you are wallowing around and you are complaining and being negative, then man, your turnaround time is going to be 10 days and you're going to be stuck in that little vibe of yours. And it's time to start shifting the mentality, and that's what we mean by the elite movement. That's why we called it the 90-day elite movement, because it is a movement of men. We are moving men out of this old way of thinking, getting away from the ego, accepting some of the emotions that we're going to go through, but then flipping it around so that we can be the leaders, right? The leaders of our own life, the leaders to our family, the leaders to our career, and we can actually have a fulfilling, happy life, right? I said, listen, men, have an amazing time. I'm going to be live Sunday night at 5:30. I'm going to do a little mini video series next week, okay, and a build up towards our first elite operator movement, okay? So make sure you're there, 5:30 Sunday night.